I'm ready. I was ready before.
Where are you?
Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to make that noise anymore.
Oh, it
The
just
noise
makes me want to make it more, though. Well, before, when I didn't know what time you were going to be here, Alex was going out to mow, and I was like, you better move fast, because we got to record, and we can't record when you're mowing. Why? You know what? We should just throw everyone off and make you start it.
Absolutely not.
Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha, and we're cousins. This week we're talking all about horror and thriller books.
Yay, it's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Subjects? Genres. That's
Genres. Well, it is October, so it's like very fitting.
Yes.
All right, but what tea are we drinking?
So we are drinking the
I don't know
cat.
why I said it like that. All right, but what tea are we drinking?
We're drinking the cat scratch tea from Adagio's Wicked Tea collection. This one has tiger eye, cinnamon, and black cat sprinkles.
They're so cute.
They are cute. And it's a pretty good one too. I mean, it's not like
No,
a lot
I
of
really enjoy
flavory, but I like that sometimes, like that just black tea with a little bit of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Tasty.
So what are you reading this week?
Oh,
or
real quick.
This was whenever.
Real quick about the Adagio Wicked Teas collection. I have a giveaway up on my Instagram for it. Go enter.
Bookish Connoisseur on Instagram.
Go enter.
Yes.
There's not a lot of entries, so I feel like your chances are pretty high. So
I entered. Pick me.
Very many entries. So go do it.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. I mean, you get how many teas?
6.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And the packaging's so cute. They
It is really
redesigned the tins.
You
and
get
stuff.
fun little sprinkles in them. Like, come on, camera, go
you
sign
need
up
these
for
in
it.
your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but reading. So where do I start?
I don't know. You're reading a lot.
I finished a book last night. I finished The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. So that is a thriller. It's a lot. There's a lot of things happening. It starts out with Libby. She's 25. She just turned 25. It's her birthday. And she finds out that she inherited a house. And it's like this big mansion in the like rich part of town. And she kind of learns, because she knew she was adopted, but she was always told her birth parents were killed in a car accident when she was a baby. And so she kind of finds out that that's not true, that they owned this house and they were found dead on the floor with another man. There was her mom, dad, and then a man, and it looked like they had all drank some kind of poison and killed themselves.
Oh, wow.
And she was the only one left in the house, and they knew that, like, the police and everything who investigated knew that there had been children in the house, but other children besides her, but they couldn't find them. They never found them.
What?
They never really knew what happened. It all just kind of looked like this weird cult thing.
Yeah.
And so now she's 25. She inherits this house, and she kind of finds everything out. She partners up with the journalist who first covered the story and like really kind of broke into a lot of stuff and, you know, found out a lot of stuff about her past, but not enough. And so now they're together, like figuring it all out. And
that sounds so
it is a
good.
wild ride.
I want to read it.
The house is creepy. The people are creepy. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that
It was
sounds
so
so good.
And then just today, I finished the audiobook of Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, another thriller. So this one is about a small town in, I think it's in the UK somewhere. And this town has this cliff that goes down into water, and a lot of women jump to their deaths there.
Oh gosh.
And so this story, you know, it covers this one family where the mom or aunt or sister, depending on which character you're talking about, just died by falling off this cliff. And, you know, the police think she killed herself, but her sister doesn't think that's true, and neither does her daughter. And you just find out about all the lives of these women in this town and, like, what is causing them all to want to jump.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So it was very, very good. And it's like one of the first audiobooks I've actually gotten through.
Yeah, because I don't know if we discussed it on here or just us talking, but you've recently got back into audiobooks.
Yeah.
Because I know we both struggle with them.
Yeah, because I tried to listen to Contagion, and it was good. I just couldn't focus on it.
Yeah.
So then I tried this one, and this one is really, I think it's kind of unique as far as audiobooks go because it has a cast.
Yeah.
So it's not just one person reading the whole thing.
Okay.
So every perspective of because there's a lot of different perspectives. Every perspective was a different voice.
Okay, that's
so
neat.
I think that helps.
Yeah, that does help.
But yeah, it was really, really good. Oh, so good. So there's another thriller for you.
Nice. All the thrillers.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep going, or do you want to talk about some books you're reading?
I'll just sit over here. No, I'm just kidding. No, you can read what you're currently. You can say you can read. You can read what you're currently reading.
Okay.
You
Well,
can
so
talk about
today
it.
at lunch, I just barely started Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo.
Ooh.
It's a YA fantasy.
So it
I
sounds
don't know a
familiar.
whole lot about it because I just started it, and obviously, like I've read the synopsis before, but you know
Not
how we
recently.
are.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really good, and it just came out yesterday, October 8th.
Yeah. A lot of books came out October 8th.
Oh my God, there's so
gosh.
many.
There's so many. And then you said that you were listening to another audiobook?
Yes, I just started another audiobook today, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue
I like
by
that.
Mackenzie Lee. So we talked about this one on our historical fiction podcast. It was my recommendation for you for historical fiction.
Yep.
And I still stand by that because so far it's really good. The main character, Monty, is wild. He's funny,
Yeah.
sarcastic, but he's bisexual, and so he loves everybody,
Mhm.
and he's a little bit promiscuous. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a like appropriate word to use,
I
but
think so.
it's really good so far. I mean, I'm not very far into it, and this one's a little bit harder to hold my attention because it's not a thriller, which I think is a lot easier for audiobooks.
Yes, I think so too.
And it's one author or one reader.
Mm-hmm.
What do I want to say? Anyway, it's just one person
Narrator.
reading it, and he's really, really good. But again, like I find myself like, okay, wait, I haven't listened for the last minute. I gotta rewind.
Yeah.
So
So what made you decide to start listening to audiobooks again?
I don't know. I was sitting at work and bored, and I was like, well, none of my podcasts were catching my attention, so I
Yeah.
just kind of got on Overdrive
Yeah.
and found what was available. Well, when I saw Into the Water, because I've been wanting to read that for a while, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
I haven't listened to an audiobook in a while. I definitely agree that like for me, autobiographies are easy to
Oh, yeah.
listen to because usually the person narrates them themselves. I did try to listen to a Cassandra Clare one I hadn't read already.
Okay.
And it was hard to read because it was a fantasy, and I was like, wait, I don't know what's. But I think that thrillers would be really fun to listen to, so I might
Mhm.
try that.
Yeah, and then didn't Hannah say, I think, she likes to listen to audiobooks of books she's already read?
Yeah, so that's what
I
I,
really
was
like that
thinking. I
idea,
kind of
too.
want to do that with Harry Potter
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that would be a fun way to reread them without
Yeah.
rereading them.
Yeah, because I always want to reread them, but
Who has the time?
right.
So that's what I was, because I just watched. I told you I watched The Vampire Academy, and I was like, oh, I kind of miss those books. That was one of the big series I first read. I was like, maybe I'll listen to them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
So, good talk, Samantha.
Okay, so what are you
All
reading?
right.
Finally,
I'm
so
reading
sorry.
things. I am not reading as much, but I am the readings. So I had talked about I was started Babysitter's Club. Nope. The Babysitter's Coven by Kate. We were talking about Babysitter's Club earlier. The Babysitter's Coven by Kate Williams. I had to put it. What are you looking at?
It says cover
Oh my
in
god!
the document.
Did I say cover?
No, you said
Guys, I'm
coven.
tired. I don't know what's going
You
on.
said coven.
Okay.
You're good.
So I started it and I had put it down because I had other books that I had promised to read. So now I'm picking it back up. I know you really liked it, so
I
that's
did,
why I
mhm.
am very excited. I think that I'm just not relating to her as a character, so I need to step back and just read it as it is on its own. Plus, it hasn't got to the magic, and I just want to get to the magic.
Right. Yeah, it gets witchy. I promise it gets
Okay.
witchy.
I'm very excited. I love the witchy. And then I'm also starting Dorothy in the Land of Monsters by Garton Gevedon.
Yeah.
And it is her first book.
I really like the cover.
Me too, right? So it's like a heart with daggers in it, and it's like all different fun colors.
Very colorful.
Yeah. And I don't really know what it's about because again, I haven't read the synopsis. Obviously, I think it's like it's an Oz revamped Dorothy retelling.
So the synopsis on Goodreads is different than the one on NetGalley that I just read.
Mhm.
Because the one on NetGalley said, like, basically they landed in hell. Her and her dog Totoro landed in hell, but it's a very colorful hell.
Yeah. They say this terrifying land called Oz isn't hell or purgatory. That escape is possible, but I must survive the journey down the blood-soaked yellow road to only the space of Oz. So it's where vampires dare not tread, the city of Emerald. So it's like a very dark Wizard of Oz, and I think she does think she's in hell when she she gets there. So I don't know. It sounded really good, so I thought I'd check it out.
Yeah.
And then we just finished The Grey Sisters by Dro Treggiari.
Yep.
I needed a drink of water, apparently. And we kind of decided to start reading books together that we happen to have on our TBR list that are coming up.
Yep.
And kind of do mini episodes and put them out on Patreon.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
It was.
So we were supposed to go for 30 minutes.
That never happened.
Did not happen. It's a full hour episode talking about it. So what we're hoping is that everyone goes and reads this book and then comes and has a chat with us. We have a list of questions that we're going to put in the comments for you to I don't know, to also put your thoughts and opinions on things and kind of have a little mini book discussion.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was really good.
Should we kind of talk about what the synopsis is?
Sure. Yes.
So I don't want to spoil anything either.
I know.
So there's
you can say anything that's in the synopsis on Goodreads.
So there's a plane crash and these two siblings lose their other.
Yeah. So there's a school trip of some kind, and there's only 25 kids on the plane, and the plane crashes, and there are no survivors except one of the stewardesses. And then two of the people who died have siblings who lived that
didn't get to go on the trip,
right? And those two were already close friends, but now they share this
tragedy,
right. And then they've also made another friend along the way, Min, and the three of them decide to go car trip to the crash site, for kind of some closure.
Some just to go. Yeah, they all three have their different reasons of going, but they make this trip. And then there's this complete other timeline going on of this girl, Ariel, who's always lived in the mountains where the plane crash was, and she's kind of it's a survivalist community, and she's constantly on alert for outsiders, and she's a soldier preparing for war. So it's kind of interesting to see these two timelines go, kind of they said Sadie.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting
for that moment for them to converge.
Yes, and you're seeing all these things that you wish the other side knew, and it's so good.
It was really good.
I really liked it.
I'm always intrigued by plane crashes and islands, and
I like islands. The plane crash was.
It was very terrifying.
Don't read it if you're going to be on a plane soon.
No, certainly don't take this book if you're going on a plane.
No.
Don't read this on a plane.
Do not do that.
Don't start it on a plane anyhow.
No, yeah. If you've already read past a chapter, then that's good. But it was very realistic and very terrifying.
Very scary. I was I've only flown once recently, and I don't know if I could get back on a plane anytime soon.
No, anytime soon, right? So be on lookout. We'll be announcing that on our Instagram and all of our social medias when that mini episode comes out, and then you can read the book and come listen to our little chat about it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was really fun.
So new releases this week. So this week the new release date was October 8th.
Yeah, what is going on? Everybody was like, you know what? October 8th is the day. And I was
it's so funny.
I can't read all these books at one day.
Well, I've noticed a lot of different trends as far as when books are released. And it almost feels like they're released, the books that are releasing now are for Christmas time. Because if they release them too close to Christmas, no one's going to buy them for Christmas presents.
Oh.
And then also, another trend in October that I've noticed with new releases is there's a ton of Christmas books, just in general Christmas stories.
Okay.
And a ton of nonfiction books, which is really strange. I don't know if that's another, Christmas present thing. People get each other nonfiction or, coffee table books.
I definitely coffee table or, definitely autobiographies and stuff like that. I've seen that. Or, help books.
Yeah, but I've kind of followed new releases this year, and so that was a trend I noticed in October that I was like, this is very strange.
Yeah, see, I was going to ask you about what was it, October 8th, just because a lot of the authors I like were all coming out on October 8th, and I was like, Oh no.
Well, and I think like reading season is probably like autumn, winter because
Yeah.
I
that
mean, I
makes
guess
sense.
it's only the northern hemisphere, but still, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe it's because of Christmas coming up, so it's like gift giving season, and so all these books need to be out.
Yeah.
They can't release
That
right
makes sense.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so books that come out this week.
Okay.
The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh.
Yes.
I've read it. It's really, really good. You've got it on your list.
I've got it on my list. It is currently in a package at Kurt's house. I'm so excited because I'm trying to be better at the socializing on the internet.
Yes.
I talked to people on Reddit, guys. I talked
Oh my
to
god.
3 people on Reddit and gave them book recommendations.
Dang.
And they liked it and they said they were going to add it to their TBRs. And I was like, I
Yes.
interneted today.
I'm
Good
so
job,
proud
sweetie.
of you.
So I have 30 karma now. I've been on Reddit
30.
I've been on Reddit for 3 years. 30 karma.
Oh
Hi.
my god.
I know it's so bad. I'm a lurker.
I have somewhere around 3,000.
I need you to get out.
Okay,
Just
which
kidding.
is not very much, but
Anyway,
anyway.
it's a lot compared to me.
Other books out this week, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I've heard so many good things
Yes.
about this. It's her first adult book.
Yeah, so I haven't read a lot of Leigh Bardugo stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't know like what to expect when I read the synopsis, and I was like, "Oh my god, this sounds really good."
So, everyone that I've talked to has said like,
They liked it.
yes, everyone loves it. But then there was one person that I kind of chatted with on Instagram, and she said, just so you know, going in, this is very dark, like
Ooh.
very, very dark. A lot of people are saying that they love it, but they're not talking about how dark it is. So I'm very curious, like, you know, what, and I've heard too that it addresses a lot of different contemporary topics, you know,
Okay.
things going on right now. But
Yeah.
it's a girl in college, so you don't get a lot of college books. So I'm
No,
really
I
excited
love
about
new
that
adult
too.
college books. I think that if it is dark, you should talk about it on
I
here
really need
in
to
your
read it.
blog. You're gonna read it before I do, so.
I did pre-order it, so it's sitting in my house right
Oh
now.
my god, we're both just like, we put them in the packages and then we don't look at them until opening day.
Okay, so then also The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. Is that Liggett?
I don't know.
One of those.
Yep, one of those.
This is a YA dystopia, and I believe we're going to be reading this one next.
Yes, I think this is our next mini episode.
Yeah, we're going to start it on Friday.
Yes.
So hopefully, I imagine it's going to be a quick read.
I think so.
It seems like one that's going to kind of make us angry. It says,
oh gosh,
it's a speculative thriller in the vein of The Handmaid's Tale and The Power. So yeah, I'm ready to be mad.
And I'm sorry, these kind of books just make me
Oh my
make me
gosh.
angry.
I just read this too. It says optioned by Universal and Elizabeth Banks to be a major motion picture.
Yeah. So that is the next one that we're gonna read. I'm so excited.
And then Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo, the one I just started today that came out also. I don't know if I pre-ordered this one or not. I don't know. I love the cover though. Oh,
I thought
so
you
pretty.
did, but maybe not.
And then The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
Woo! I'm so excited. I've been waiting. I'm just like, come on. So that's why I'm reading the 2 books now, but they might be put down so I have to do things at work tomorrow.
I really want to read the other one again because I don't remember a lot of details.
I don't know why for her, I remember everything.
Really?
I think it's because I just really enjoy the books.
Mhm.
But I also have to read it. Once I start, I can't stop.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to do it on Saturday if Kurt goes somewhere or Sunday.
We're
Because you can't
starting
read.
The Grace Year on Friday.
I can't read around boys. They interrupt. And it drives me
Hi,
crazy.
I live in a house of boys.
I know. I just want to pick up the book and then use it as a weapon. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to say that I haven't really heard a lot about this, and I don't know if you already talked about it. Veronica Roth came out with a book,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Another Beginnings. I didn't know if you heard about it
It's
at all. It's a novella,
anthology.
right? Yeah,
right?
yeah. We both just said 2 different
Right,
things.
right.
Right. It's
What
kinda
is it? The End and Other Beginnings?
Yes. I didn't know if you heard anything about it. I was just
I have.
curious.
So I think it's, I don't know, interesting, strange that
Yeah.
she came out with this, but also she wrote a short story for the Amazon collection.
Yes.
And the cover of that looks very similar to this.
Mhm.
So, that's
I don't know.
interesting.
The only book I have to add is Rick Riordan, The
Ooh.
Tyrant's Tomb. It's the number 4 of The Trial of Apollo. So that's going to be really good. I'm not as much into the Apollo series as the other ones because he's the god Apollo, and he's like kind of like cocky, and he's like, whatever, and he comes down to earth, and apparently if you're a god and a kid summons you, you have to like do their bidding. I can't remember. It's been a while since I read it. I think the boys would really like it. But there's not like a young main character.
Okay.
He's older. He's a god. But I guess I hadn't really got into it as much as I got into the others.
Mm-hmm.
But I still am gonna buy it and then read it. So that's not really saying anything. All right. Many new releases.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I'm sure there's lots more new releases this week, but those were my top ones that I was really excited about. Yay!
I love it. And so for Kindle Unlimited, I found the Thousandth Floor by Katharina McGee.
Yeah.
You have this book.
I do.
I think
it's just really, so pretty.
It's so pretty, and I think it's on it's on my cart on
Book Outlet.
Yep,
that's where I got it.
Nice.
But I think I have the second because I'm there's three. Okay. Well, I have the first two.
Yeah. So this one looks really good. It's on my to read, and it's a Kindle Unlimited book right now. So I mean, come on, that's awesome.
Dang.
A 1,000-story tower stretching into the sky, a glittery version of the future where anything is possible if you want it enough. So I don't know. It sounds really good. It's a thriller.
Is it really?
I don't know. Nope, it's not. Just kidding. It's a young adult science fiction.
Dystopian.
It was under thrillers.
Right. And a lot of thrillers can be other genres. The thriller is more like the feeling you get when you're reading it,
Well, and I want to say with Amazon Kindle Unlimited, it was kind of, I felt lacking in the thriller department, but that's just me. So maybe that's something they will focus on in the future. What do you have for Prime reading?
So I found this one. It's called Cut and Run by Mary Burton. This one's listed as a mystery thriller, suspense, and romantic suspense. So this could be up your alley, maybe.
Maybe. I haven't even told anybody. I'm on a bit of a romance not kick. What's the opposite of a kick? A plague?
Band? Yeah, a plague.
I don't know. Like, I've just been not into romance.
What the heck?
Who am I?
I know.
I loved the thriller. I was like, yeah, murder. And I was like, who am I? Who is this? Ew, romance. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm going through a phase, guys. I promise I'll get back to the
I
romance.
like it. But
I know. I've joined the dark side with Elizabeth. I've been hanging out with her too
much. Yes. So this one, Cut and Run, it says, twin sisters separated by the past are reunited by unspeakable crimes. So that sounds really good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. I don't know. Plane crashes, islands, and twins.
Are you okay?
All those things are very, just have all three of them in a synopsis, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to read it.
Yep.
Give it to me now.
What did we get in the mail this week?
So many things.
We did Jennifer L. Armentrout's new book,
mm-hmm.
and if you pre-ordered it, you got a book sleeve.
Yeah,
which is so cool.
I don't know why, but lately I'm all about the book sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I want all of them.
Well, have you seen me? I'm using them for other things now. So I have a book sleeve for my iPad. I've got a book sleeve for my book. I've got a book sleeve for my art sketch pads.
I really like your zipper one, though. I want to get one with the zipper.
I love the zipper.
Oh, so smart.
It's awesome. What else did you get from the mail?
So I'm really excited. We're probably going to try them, I don't know, a couple episodes from now. But I got some new tea from Plum Deluxe.
Oh, yeah. That smells
really
good.
They sent me some samples. I'm so excited to try them. They actually asked me which ones are my favorite. And I'm like, oh, I haven't got to try them yet. But soon I will. They all smell so good. The whole package smelled like a bakery.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
you let me smell some. I was like, oh, my God.
I can't wait to drink these. So, yeah, I got a little package of samples. One of them is called Reading Nook or something, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's so perfect. So yeah, I can't wait to try those.
We'll probably try them in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Probably.
Okay, Elizabeth just found a bunch of book world news, and I feel like a slacker.
I went crazy. Well, first I wanted to talk about this. I showed you this on Instagram.
You did? Was I there?
Yes. So Orbit Books is doing a new thing. Hold on, let me find the post.
I remember this. You should figure out if we can link it or something like that. Or,
yeah, I think I can link the post.
Or can we post it on our Instagram for people to see?
Oh, that would be
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
I'll share it in our stories.
Yeah.
So Orbit Books is starting a thing where they're gonna have AR on some of their books. So they'll have, I assume they're gonna use a specific app. But anyway,
probably.
They show they have a video of it in use, and so it's over the book, The Rage of Dragons, and the dragon like comes to life and starts breathing fire, and then if you flip the book over, a video of the author will pop up, and he starts talking about his book.
That's so cool.
That's so smart. It's just such a smart
Why
thing to
didn't we
do.
think of that?
I know.
Ugh.
I love it so much. I'm so excited to see what else they do, but I love that the first thing they did was a dragon.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I mean, gotta.
awesome.
That's really cool.
Ugh, so excited.
What
Okay.
else? I'm just over here like,
So
what else?
I also found this. I thought you might be interested since we both like Siobhan Vivian. She is coming out with a new book in March of 2020 called We Are the
Yes.
Wildcats.
Ooh.
The short
Oh, I
little
love the cover.
Yeah, the short little blurb says a toxic coach finds himself outplayed by the high school girls on his team in this deeply suspenseful novel, which unspools over 24 hours through 6 diverse perspectives.
Oh, interesting.
So it sounds like it kind of tackles some Me Too stuff, and yeah, it just sounds really good. And like I said, I know that we both like her, so as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited that she's coming out with something new.
Mhm. And I just love that cover.
Yeah, have you noticed that a lot of the covers are very like drawing with like what would you call it? Like maybe like a watercolor or like a, you know what I mean? Like I've been really
Like
liking
soft
them.
colors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of books lately that I'm like, yes, I love that.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
I've got so many links
I
here.
know, I'm just like, all right, what else? What else? I'm also learning.
So I just found this list of books that I thought, well, first of all, I thought you would like, but also it's October.
I am a witch.
So it's 14 bewitching books about witches.
Yes.
So it's books to get you in that Halloween witchy spirit.
Oh my god, I love Halloween.
And of course it includes practical magic,
Yes.
a discovery of witches.
We need to read this. I heard really good things. A discovery of witches.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
What's some other ones that I recognize even? Is this 14? This does not look like 14. Am I
Is there like
crazy?
a next? Mine are, no, that's not 14.
Not 14.
Brittany Koss?
What are you doing?
Brittany Gross. I don't know.
Anyways. Yeah, anyway, all of them sound good. The Crucible's in here even, which is like a
Yes.
classic.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I read that in middle school or high
You
school.
read it. I remember you reading it.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was fun
love
books
it.
to get us in the witchy
Yeah.
mood. Okay, so then I found this article.
Oh, just kidding.
So it says this library in Buncombe County has had one specific book stolen so many times,
Oh my
and
gosh.
they're like, is it something spooky or what? So the book, it says, let's see, the book is called Haunted Asheville.
Huh.
It is, oh gosh, sorry. It's Joshua P. Warren's account of area apparitions, lore, and occult. So it's a book about creepy stuff.
Oh gosh, okay.
And the library records show 27 of 37 copies are either missing or lost.
What?
It keeps getting stolen. And of course, like they try and put a spooky spin on it, like, oh my gosh, is it, a ghost or like something? But no, it's just people that are like so interested in this book, they just keep stealing it from the library.
Oh my gosh, go buy your own, guys.
But it's about that county and, haunted things there. So I
that
think
makes
people are just
sense.
super, super interested.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, go buy a copy. Like,
They should just start selling
It's so
them.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's so funny.
Yeah.
30 years of theft. That's hilarious.
27
I mean, hilarious, but
copies.
then it's also like, what?
Yeah, like, what are you doing, people?
Oh my
Return your
gosh.
library books.
Yeah.
And why that? I don't know. It's just so funny. Why that book?
Yeah.
Like, why? Okay, this next piece is totally different, and it's really kind of sad, actually.
Oh, no. Okay.
So,
We're prepared.
there's a book that came out 2 years ago called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Sorry, can't talk today.
Uh-huh.
Actually, my boys have this book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just different stories about women throughout history and notable women, basically. So the country of Turkey has decided to treat this book like pornography.
Why?
They have ruled that it should be partially banned and treated like pornography because it could have a detrimental influence on young people.
What?
So it can only be sold to adults, and the cover must be concealed from view.
What's on
Even
the
though
cover?
the cover is literally just words and then a moon.
What?
Yeah. Isn't
Why?
that sad? It says some of the writings in the book will have a detrimental influence on the minds of those under the age of 18.
Specify. Give us some examples, jerks.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It just kills me. Like, what? Like I said, my boys have this book. Like,
Yeah.
they love it.
I guess I haven't read it, but also that just makes me mad.
So each page spread has like a drawn picture of whatever woman that they're talking about, and then her story. And it's all different kinds of women, like throughout history, some young girls from more recently, like just all kinds of different stories about women and like the things that they've done. And it's really sad. It's really sad that Turkey is basically pulling it from the shelves. They're not, but what's the difference?
Yeah, basically. Oh my God, that makes me mad. It says, when a government is scared by a children's book promoting equality, that means that promoting these messages through children's literature can have and is having an impact. So they're basically afraid that, oh wow, that's
so
stupid.
I mean, it's good that obviously it's doing something, but at the same time,
people suck.
Kids can't get these books.
That sucks.
Promise it's not pornography.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Okay, so totally another topic again.
Yep.
Did you see Pottermore is closing down?
Why? How will we be sorted?
Okay, so it says earlier today, Pottermore confirmed its decision to move on and rebrand for a new generation. The site announced it will shut down Pottermore less than a decade after going live in order to transition to a new website known as the Wizarding World. This rebranding is being done to honor future Harry Potter projects, which may not fit within Pottermore. But the site's existing user base shouldn't be too scared.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to have, but I don't know, it's just really sad because I guess I was sad initially when they took away like the game aspect.
Oh, yeah,
there.
I know. I used to love that.
And you know, it's sad because like you think Harry Potter, you think of Getting Sorted, and you think Pottermore. Any like information you wanted about the series, you go to Pottermore and find, you know, everything. So it's a little bit sad.
It is sad, but
it's
I'm
our
also
generation's
excited
website.
To, I'm excited to see what they do with it because it would be like I know Pottermore they have like a ton of like background stories about like wands and stuff like that, but there's not really a lot with Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they'll put more beasts in there, like that book. I have that Fantastic Beasts book, and I freaking love it because it gives like so many details that you can never ever find anywhere else.
I'm curious too. Are we gonna have to set up new accounts? Because I already got sorted. I got my Patronus. I got my. It
kind of makes me want to write down things that I got though, just so that I know like that's what I really got.
Right.
Because I'm a Gryffindor.
I don't. Let's see. This article was written October 1st. So I guess I'm not sure, but I did see some people online talking about a new sorting quiz
I saw that.
And how people are getting sorted into the wrong houses now.
Oh, no.
And I don't like that either.
I don't either. We're going to have a talk with them.
Why is Harry Potter changing?
No, you can't change it. Looks like it's already changed. I just typed in Pottermore and it redirects you to Wizarding World.
Oh, so sad. So yeah, we'll have to take the new quiz and see if we get
we'll have to do
our
that
houses.
on the T-chats. That sounds good. All right. What else? What else you got?
Okay.
We're not even to the topic yet.
This is good. This is good news. So every month, Riveted Lit, it's by Simon Teen, they have free books that you can read on their website.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I forgot about this.
So I have
Sorry about that, guys.
linked the list of the ones for this month. And one of the ones that I'm really excited about is The Wicked Deep.
Oh my gosh, that's
by
awesome.
Shay Earnshaw. Yeah, that one came out I think earlier this year, maybe last year. It just sounds so good. But then there's also Light as a Feather, which sounds creepy. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, there's actually a show about it on Hulu called Light as a Feather, and I've been watching it, and it's so good.
It's not based on the book, right?
I don't. Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. It is. Oh my god.
Atlanta.
So I've been accidentally watching it. I didn't know.
Accidentally.
I didn't know it was a book, guys. I'm a fraud. I was just like, I was bored one day and I was like, oh, this sounds creepy.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like a very Sabrina Riverdale darkness, but even more dark. Even more dark.
Really?
It shows like gross stuff.
Oh.
And this new girl comes to town and they do the Light as a Feather and they predict when this girl's gonna die, and then she dies. And it's all about like Oh, it's so good, but I can't believe it's a book. I'm gonna have to read it, and I have to stop watching that show.
So then they also have The Creeping by Alexandra Surrowy. Sorry, Hotel for the Lost by Suzanne Young, which all of these sound really creepy.
They do.
The House by Christina Lauren, and This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher.
I've been wanting to read that one.
Yeah, so these are all free on rivetedlit.com.
Love that.
Right now. And then they have some extended excerpts, which it looks like, I don't know if they're rebranding or if they're starting a whole new Nancy Drew series. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, I saw that. Well, I was telling you that Nancy Drew is coming to CW, and it's an older version of it. She's no longer a teen. She's a young adult, and there's like real murders, not just like mysteries, and she's like trying to solve them / trying to stay out of it, and it looks so good. So we definitely need to watch that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
sounds good. I don't know if I for sure read Nancy Drew when I was younger.
I think I read a couple, but not a
lot. One quick thing I wanted to throw in there and say, hey, my review of The Babysitter's Coven is on the Nerd Daily.
Good job. I can't look at it yet. I'm like, it's amazing, but I don't want to look at it.
I'm finally writing stuff again. I just pitched a couple more things today, so we'll see. Yeah.
I wrote my first blog post in forever.
Yay!
And yeah, it took me a long time. It's hard to like dust off those cobwebs and write again, and then not just pick it apart and spiral.
Like I said, I think how I get through putting things out there in the world is just in my head. No one's ever going to read it. So
I'm just such a perfectionist that I sit there and pick at it myself. It doesn't even matter. Like my blog, who looks at that? I don't know. But I'm just writing for myself, but I'm still just like, no, gotta fix this. No, gotta fix this.
Yeah.
So, and what else you have?
And then I just found this right before we started recording. 10 YA audiobooks you can listen to on Spotify.
Oh, cool.
How crazy is that? I had no idea you could listen to audiobooks on Spotify at all.
No. And that's on Epic Reads?
Yes. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is The Raven Boys.
Yeah.
That's
Hunger
a huge
Games,
series.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a huge series.
Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller. I read that a few years ago. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a duology, I think. And then the second book just came out this year, I believe. So, yeah, that one's really good. Yeah, they all sound amazing.
That's awesome.
And now that I'm getting into audiobooks again, like, I love having another way to listen to them.
Yeah, I definitely am going to try out some audiobooks as well. I mean, I'm still listening to podcasts. I'm happy with them. But it's always nice to switch it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Cool. All right. Now that we're 40 minutes in, let's
get
on to the around 40
I had so much news this week. I'm so sorry.
Let's get into our topic, horror and thriller books.
Yeah.
This is our topic for the Our Life in Books reading challenge. Obviously, I need to read some horror and thrillers because, guys, I've only read one that I can. One that Elizabeth and I both haven't read together.
Correct.
So I'm not doing too good, but I'm very interested, like, in the ones that you've that we want to read.
Yeah. So where do you want to start?
Do you
start? Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, do you want me to tell the one I've read?
Yeah.
All right.
We need to talk about this.
It's on. I briefly mentioned it on the 50 Bookish Questions Part 1 episode. So the only thriller horror book I could find that I have read by myself without Elizabeth is Ski Weekend by R.L. Stine.
It's the Fear Street, one of the Fear Street books.
And it's a very 90s cover. We were laughing at it a lot.
Oh my gosh, they're wearing big sweaters with the designs on them.
And I remember being so scared about this book that I couldn't read it at night.
Oh
I thought it was really good, but I was terrified. So we might do an episode where we revisit or a series where we revisit childhood books. I definitely think I'm going to have to reread this one.
Well, you haven't even talked about the best part of the cover yet.
What? There's
the guy.
Oh, the guy. So they're there's a window and they're scared, and there's a guy in a ski mask just going, ah, like a Bigfoot. So he's like, ha.
It just looks, he looks like Bigfoot that's been caught in that mid walk.
Yeah. What I was laughing about is the little thing on the cover. It was a perfect setting for murder.
It's just so campy. I can't believe you were scared of it.
I was terrified. I even remember picking up being I'm going to be cool and I'm going to read this and I'm not going to be scared, and then I couldn't read it at night. And I couldn't sleep. So.
Oh, that's adorable.
That's it, guys. End of episode. Do you want to go over the ones you read, and then we'll talk about the ones you've read together?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I try to condense this list because I've talked about like
Just
a lot
because-
of these on the podcast. And,
No,
like,
she just doesn't want to make me look bad, guys.
well, but also like thrillers are my thing. Like I love them. I can read them in like a day because I just can't put them down. So anyway, I might have talked about this one earlier in the year on the podcast. It's called My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This
Keep
one
talking about it, I'll let you know, because I usually remember.
is
I don't remember. I think you briefly mentioned it. I
so the synopsis calls it Dexter meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
wanna say.
It's a couple that is kind of bored in their marriage and they decide maybe killing someone will help spice it up. So that's what they do.
Okay? That sounds. I mean, okay.
It's really good. I mean, not if it happens in real life,
Yeah.
but like the concept. It's very interesting, and it's interesting to see what happens to the two of them throughout this whole thing, and who you can trust. And
Yeah. All right.
it's good. It's very good. And then Mine by Courtney Cole. This one is about a woman who finds out that her husband is cheating on her. Have you read this one?
I know I remember you
Okay.
talking about this one.
Yeah,
This one
so-
sounds so good.
She's at home for the weekend. She's expecting her husband to come home. She's gotten rid of the kids. They're at their grandparents' house. And her husband's iPad gets a message, and it's another woman. And she starts responding to the woman as if she is her husband and gets the woman to decide to come over. And so most of the book takes place over that one night with those two, figuring out like what is
Yeah.
going on with this man that they're both with.
Yeah.
And this woman had no idea her husband was cheating on her.
Yeah.
And
terrifying.
I thought it was going to go another way because the main character who, invited the girlfriend over ties her to the bed. And, you
Yeah.
think that the worst is going to happen. But it's really interesting. And it's an interesting way of looking at, females and how we deal with things like this.
Yeah, definitely.
And how we come out of it the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's really good. And there's a really good author note in the back of that one. She kind of talks about how this was semi-autobiographical.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
Yeah. And then another one I know I talked about Before She Was Found by Heather Gudenkoff. She is from Iowa, and the book is set in Iowa.
Not reading it.
It's set in Iowa, but it's not a true story.
Okay.
It kind of
Sorry.
takes some ideas from the Slender Man story. Those two girls
Oh,
who
gosh.
stabbed their friend in the woods. This is
Mhm.
very similar. It's really, really good though, and it's one of those two that like you are not sure what happened until the very
Oh,
end. It keeps you
really?
guessing.
Oh, I
It's
like that.
twisty and
Okay.
yeah, very, very
Cool.
good. Should I talk about my horrors
Yes.
too? Okay.
Talk about the horrors because I'm like, I don't know. I've already checked all those as one to read. So what else? What else you got?
Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. This one is like a paranormal fantasy type horror.
Mhm.
It's about this group of people who went out to film a mockumentary about mermaids, and like no one made it back.
Oh.
The Coast Guard ended up finding their ship floating with no one on it, but also like blood and some signs of struggle. And so it's a couple years later, and another ship is going out to kind of find out what happened there. And one of the characters was a sister of one of the girls
Oh.
who died on the first one.
Yeah.
And so they're going out again with cameras and stuff to film this. And, they think they can't possibly see mermaids out there. And what they find is worse. So.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
This one did give me those creepy feelings. 'Cause
Yeah?
it's just so like, ugh.
Do you think this is that one's the one that's done that to most to you?
I think so.
Okay.
I think she's such a good author.
Mhm.
Mira Grant is also Shannon McGuire. This is her pen name for like horror stories.
Okay. Mhm.
So if you like Shannon McGuire stuff, this is her horror stuff, and it's very, very good.
Cool.
And then Plagueland by Alex Scarrow. I've talked about this. Actually, I talked about it on our dystopian episode.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
It's dystopian, but it's also very much horror because
Okay.
you get like the gritty, nasty things.
Yeah.
Like the really grossness and like the people When they get the thing, they like bulge up and kind of explode.
Ugh.
And it's very, yeah, it's got those very like horror, gross
Yeah.
elements. Siri, we don't want to talk to you. But yeah, I guess what I was finding was that I haven't read a ton of actual horror.
Really?
Most of the horror that I've read is thriller, and then horror is like the subgenre.
Yeah.
And then also I just finished reading Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall, and that is very much like horror, paranormal.
Yeah.
There's ghosts, there's grossness, but it's also thrillery because it has you on the edge of your seat because you really, again, you don't know what happened for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my books.
Awesome.
So many books.
So many books.
I feel like I've been talking forever.
This is your episode. I told you. I'm just here to learn. We did read 4 books together.
Yeah.
Thank you for reading them with me so that I have something on my list. So The Grey Sisters by Joe Triggiari. Obviously, we already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
You by Caroline Kepnes.
We both loved that.
Good.
And we love the TV show.
Yes. And I can't wait for the second season because then we can read the second book.
I want to read the second book.
Are
There's
you going
also
to?
part of me that I'm like, well, obviously, because we're going to watch the thing.
But the thing is, did they follow it? Are they following the book?
Yeah, it's
they
true.
are. Oh, that's why I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We should research it.
Right.
Because
I don't know. The second book was kind of like, I don't know. Like I like the way the first one ended. And I would have been okay if it had just been one book.
Same.
But God, I don't know if I want to be in his head again.
It's a very messed up place to be. It was such a good book, though. Oh.
It is. Do you want to talk a little bit about it, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I guess I just assumed that everyone's watched the Netflix series. So it's about a guy who works at a bookstore, and he becomes obsessed with this girl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, is obsessed the right word?
Yes,
Okay.
very much obsessed.
And so he thinks that so basically it's all from in his head too, by the way. So how he sees characters aren't maybe how they are in real life.
Right.
He just sees them how he perceives them. And he's how he perceives everything around him. So you're in his head a lot, and oh my God,
it is kind of a scary place to be.
It is.
And this is one of those books that like makes you question what you put out on social media too.
Definitely.
Because that's how he stalks her.
Yeah. And also, you're in his head, so you start siding with him, and it's scary. I was like, no, and I was like, wait, what am I doing?
Right.
Why am I siding with him?
Why am I on his side for this? Why do I think that this is okay what he's doing? It's not okay. None of what he does is okay.
No, it's definitely not. And I think the show did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Penn Badgley. Oh my God. He was so good at it.
He was.
It was terrifying. What are the other 2?
Gone Girl?
Yeah, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn.
I just remember, because we read this for our like little book club with our moms.
Yeah.
And I just remember me and my mom both liked it, and you and your mom hated the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the ending, to be honest. Well, and then, like, bless it, we also learned that we don't have the same reading taste as our moms. we'll I don't know what that was.
Did you have a stroke?
I did. We'll read about anything and they won't.
No.
That's what I was going to say.
I know my mom for sure, like, she likes things that are solid in the real world, like very grounded in this world that we live in with no supernatural things.
Yeah, and my mom likes romance or mystery.
Yeah, so my mom tried to read, oh, shoot. What is that book series? Miss Peculiar.
Oh, Miss Peregrine.
Yes.
Why?
Because she saw it at the library and she's flipping through. She saw all the pictures and she's like, "Oh, this sounds like it could be very interesting." And she didn't get very far and she quit.
No.
And then, of course, I read it and I was like, "Mom, you are missing out."
Yeah. Well, also, P.S. Let's just get off track really quick. I was really upset that they both didn't really like gush over all the bright places like we did.
Did my mom ever read it?
Yeah. Because she pulled out of the marks in your book.
No, that was Yes, Please.
Oh.
I did not give her this book.
I gave my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, it was good." And I was like, "How dare you?"
What do you mean it was good?
Right?
You can't just stop at that.
Okay, back to this.
Okay, so yeah, we read Gone Girl. Do you want to talk about that one too?
No,
do you
can
remember
talk about
it
that
at
one.
all?
I don't remember it. I was mad. I erased it from my brain.
Let me think. Okay.
It's the
Nick and Amy have been
Yes.
married for 5 years. It's their anniversary, I think.
Yeah, and then she disappears.
Yeah, but there's like blood in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and so the cops think that Nick did it, and it takes you on a wild ride. A lot of things happen.
There's a lot of twists that you don't see coming, and it's just, I didn't hate the ending. I just didn't really like it.
I mean, to be fair, I turned the last page and I was like, "Isn't there more?" And
That's
I
what
wanted
I did.
to throw the book
That's
at
what
the wall.
See, that's what I think what I was mad about, because I was like, "That's it, that's it," and then I was like, "This is stupid."
But
But
ultimately, I always like those kind of endings too.
well, and I also can't lie that I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed the ride.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those books that like it was the paperback that we had that we kind of I think maybe we passed around or maybe I just had my own. I don't know, but the paperback I had was kind of hefty. Like it was
I went
pretty
to the
thick.
library. I think I had the hardcover from the library.
And I remember I must have read it right after my mom did because I talked to my mom on the phone and I could hear my stepdad in the background and he was like, "You read that in one day?" I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
It's so good. And now I need to read Gillian Flynn's other things because I've heard her stuff is very good.
Yeah.
And one of her other books got made into a TV show, I think, with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, it did. I can't remember what
Sharp
it's called,
Objects.
though. There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the last one is The Girl on the Train
Yeah.
by Paula Hawkins. It's so good.
Which Paula Hawkins wrote Into the Water that I just read.
Oh. This one was so good. It's about a woman who rides a train every morning, and she like feels like she knows all the houses, and she talks to them.
She like makes up stories too for the
Yeah.
people that she sees every day and the people that live in these houses.
Yeah. And then she used to be one of those women in those houses, and now she's not. And so you get to know who she is as a person and what she's going through and all the reasons she is how she is.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
It is really good.
It's so good. And then the movie Emily Blunt did.
She's always good.
But
she's amazing.
Oh my gosh. It was like she read, you know what I mean? It was like the character came out of the book. And I was like, this is exactly who I thought she'd be.
Yeah, it was good.
So it's a really good book.
See, you do like thrillers.
Just kidding. All right. And so we can go through the list of what we want to read.
So many books. This is actually a pretty hefty list.
We like to list things.
So I've heard a lot of good things about this book. It's called The Changeling by Victor Lavelle.
Okay.
I believe
I like the cover.
maybe it's a retelling of a Lovecraftian story, possibly. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different Victor Lavelle book. Anyways, either way.
Oh, that's magical realism.
Victor Lavelle, The Changeling. I mean, listen, I like anything with changelings too, and like goblins, and just give it all to me, please. But yeah, so that's on my list.
I like it. Do you want me to go over one of mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of these are mutual, so
yeah. I'll read one that I know of. How about that? So, Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I mean, this is the first book he's written since Perks of Being a Wallflower. I think that was like,
was it 20
20
right?
years, yeah. Of course, it comes out with something that's going to terrify me. But yeah, it's basically the single mother is running from abusive relationship with her son, and then he vanishes and he emerges from the woods. And he's unchanged. He says not unharmed, but not unchanged. He returns with a voice inside his head only he can hear, with a mission only he can complete.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Creepy kids.
I
love stories with creepy kids.
Oh.
I love and hate them. Let's be honest. I live with 2 creepy kids.
I was gonna say. All right.
So this one is actually a collection of short stories. It's called Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. I've heard a lot of good things about this one too. This one was in, they discussed it a lot on Book Riot. But yeah, it sounds like it's like a feminist horror short stories.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it sounded really good. And, we kind of talked about anthologies and short stories not too long ago. So this is another one to add to your list.
Definitely. Speaking of anthologies, since we had talked about them, I actually bought some. So I got Toil and Trouble, 15 Tales of Women in Witchcraft.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be really good. I love the cover. And, of course, I want to, read all of the witchcrafty things.
Real quick. So Her Body and Other Parties. I remember the reason that I was like excited to read this. Because do you remember that story? I think it was in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, maybe, about the woman with the ribbon around her neck. And she always told her husband, like, you can't take it off. And then he did, and her head fell off or whatever. That's one of those stories that stuck with me. And it's one of the stories in this book says, a wife refuses her husband's entreaties to remove the green ribbon from around her neck. Ooh. So I think it's like a retelling of that. So yes, please.
Yeah. All right, what's your next one? Or just pick a next one.
Let's see. The Institute by Stephen King.
Oh, yeah.
So what I've heard about this one is that it's Stephen King kind of going back to like classic Stephen King with kids in the story and, you know, kids joining together to defeat the evil.
Yeah, I love that.
But it's about a group of kids that live in an institution where for, you know, kids with powers, basically. And they all know that the kids who are in there never leave. So they all kind of get together and decide to try and break out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
that's
so very good.
Another anthology that we talked about was Because You Love to Hate Me, 13 Tales of Villainy.
Yes.
Literally your book.
Yeah.
And it says, leave it to the heroes to save the world. Villains just want to rule the world. So I'm excited to like read that too.
I know. I really need to work in some short stories like between my books. That's what I really need to start doing this month.
Yeah, to get
I just want to read it.
Give
me all the time to read. Okay, so another one is The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring. This just came out in September, actually. And again, I've heard so many good things about this. It's a gothic psychological thriller. Says at the very southern tip of South America looms an isolated finishing school. Legend has it that the land will curse those who settle there. But for Mavi, a bold Buenos Aires native fleeing the military regime that took her mother, it offers an escape to a new life as a young teacher to Argentina's elite girls. Gosh. Anyways, it sounds very good. I love boarding school books too, just because of the isolation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just such an interesting way to tell a story. And then, of course, like creepy buildings is always another thing that gets me.
Another anthology is Slasher Girls and Monster Boys.
I'm so jealous. I want this one.
I'm so excited. It says, a host of the smartest young adult authors come together in this collection of scary stories and psychological thrillers curated by Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Seas, April Genevieve
Tolkien,
there, thank you. Each story draws from a classic tale or two, sometimes in horror genre, sometimes not, to inspire something new, fresh, and terrifying.
Ooh, are there any authors that we recognize?
Yes. Leigh Bardugo, Kendall Blake, Marie Lu, Jay Kristoff.
Okay, I'm ordering this.
Yeah, you need to order it. I'm so excited to read it. That's what I'm going to do is like, I'm into... I think I told this before. I love watching like all of my scary movies. So I think that's what I'm going to do with all of these is just read a story every now and then just to really get into this October.
Oh, I love that. So my next one is called No One's Home by D.M. Pulley. It says it's for fans of The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh.
So it's another like scary house book.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited. I think I actually got a copy of this from Amazon
Publishing.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm really excited. It sounds so good. Again, like just the scary house. Like just give me the scary house stories.
All of the scary houses, please.
Yes, please.
You found this one and I'm so excited. I don't know how we missed it when we did the anthology. His Hideous Heart.
Yeah.
So if you want to take over. I know it's about Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, 13 of Edgar Allan Poe's most unsettling stories reimagined.
Kendall Blake.
Yeah.
Lamar
it
Giles.
sounds like they have the original story in there by Edgar Allan Poe, and then also the author's like retelling of it.
Yeah.
Or reimagining.
And like adding stuff to it in their own twisted way. I love it.
I'm so excited. There's so many good authors in here. Kendall Blake, Rinchu Pecco. What did you say? Lamar Giles, Tessa Gratton, Amanda Lovelace.
Yeah.
So many books.
So many books. All right, I think we have just one more, right?
One more. Yeah, Wilder Girls by Rory Power.
And you have this? Because I recognize the cover. Or is it just like...
I don't think I do.
It must be on my TBR.
Yeah. This is a young adult horror. It says it's been 18 months since the Raxter School for Girls was put under quarantine,
Ooh.
since the talks hit and pulled Hetty's life out from under her. So it sounds like it's another boarding school book.
Oh gosh, what is up with us?
I just feel like that's such a classic, like, horror is either scary house or boarding school.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
find an isolated thing
forest.
where people can't get out.
Or a cabin in the woods. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I like that. And then you had a couple links we'll link down in the description.
Oh yeah.
Just talking about thrillers and mysteries, just to kind of skim through. I don't know. I found it very helpful.
Yeah. So I found 100 thrillers and mysteries to read in a lifetime, and then also the definitive horror book list. So like the official one.
And those are both on Goodreads.
Yes. I did find a quiz. I don't know if do we have time?
Yes.
Okay.
We always have time for a quiz.
So I found a quiz on Epic Reads. Yes. And it is what role would you play in a murder mystery?
Oh, I like this.
I just figured it was very fitting.
It's very fitting. We can't do it any other time. All right, let's start.
Who is your go-to player in Clue?
Oh.
Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, Professor Plum, Miss Peacock, or Mr. Green?
Mine's always Miss Scarlet. When's yours? What's yours?
I don't remember because
Really?
I played it so much. I just feel like I played everybody. I want to say like
you
Professor
had it.
Plum or
I
something.
literally was just gonna say
Really?
Professor Plum. Yeah, because it was purple.
Right?
You always play with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And red was close to pink. That's why. How quickly do you trust others? I try to believe the best in people and trust them until they give me a reason not to. I only trust my closest friends fully. Trust is the surest way to find yourself betrayed.
Ooh, I mean,
I'll go to the middle one.
yeah, I only trust my closest friends fully.
Okay.
I'm not going to be too extra, okay?
I thought you were going to do the last one.
I can't trust anybody. Okay, fight or flight? Fight, if there's danger, I want to help. Flight, I need to get the heck out of there.
Oh, I don't know.
Flight,
Fight or flight?
I'm not a fighter. I'm just not. You know, I like to think, like,
Yeah.
if I was in Harry Potter, I would actually fight. But in real life, I fly.
In real life, I fly. I think that in 10 situations, I have a clear head. So I would say fight, just to be different. So we don't get the same answer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite time of day? Sunrise, late morning, afternoon, sunset, midnight.
I really want to pick midnight.
You should. You stay up late, except for when you don't.
Well, except for when you don't.
Except for when you get comfortable and then all of a sudden you have narcolepsy.
It's a problem.
I wish I had that problem. I have a problem with just not sleeping. When's your favorite time
I didn't used to be like this. I don't know what happened. I got old. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Favorite time of day.
Evening? I feel like you're productive in the evenings.
Yeah, sunset. Is that evening?
Yeah,
sunset.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you picking?
Midnight. Choose a detective tool. Magnifying glass, flashlight, detective coat, or camera.
Ooh, camera.
I want to pick camera, but I knew you were going to pick that, so I'm going to go with coat. I like the coat.
Choose a detective. So we've got, oh my gosh, don't hurt me. Sam Winchester from Supernatural. I don't know who this middle person is.
No, I don't either.
Olivia Bennett from Law and Order.
Benson.
What did I say? Bennett?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Pretty Little Liars. All right. Benjamin Cumberbatch.
It's Sherlock from Sherlock.
Okay, it's Sherlock from Sherlock. Pikachu, the fluffy one, the new animated version. Mm-hmm. And your favorite show. What is this called? Is this? Oh, that's Netflix.
I don't watch that show.
Oh, I thought it was it's Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
From Netflix.
Yeah. I really wish I knew who that other person was.
I don't know who that is at all.
No.
Okay, sorry guys. You'll have to go take the quiz and let us know who that is. I'm going to go with Sam Winchester because that's pretty much the only one I've watched.
I'm in love with Sam Winchester, but I'm going to go Sherlock because I love Sherlock Holmes.
I'm in love with Sam Winchester's brother.
You can have him.
I'm sharing it with Alex.
What's your biggest fear?
Ooh.
Spiders, snakes, clowns, the dark, I fear nothing, ghosts, heights, or death.
Oh,
what did you point at me for? The dark?
I fear nothing.
Oh.
I'm afraid of a lot of things on this list.
Which one scares you the most?
I used to be more afraid of spiders and snakes than I am now because I work at a place that has them. So it's either the dark or, yeah, it's probably the dark.
That's what I was going to go with.
Yeah, because it's the unknown. We both are afraid of the unknown. Not really the dark. It's just the...
Like, do not put me in any body of water where I can't see the bottom.
No. Mm-mm.
Also, space terrifies me because you can't put your back up against anything.
No,
you know?
I always have to have my grounding myself.
Yes, so the dark.
Do you believe in the supernatural? Yes, absolutely. Not necessarily, but I do think there's something more. Obviously not. I don't know.
I'm very much in the no camp.
Boo.
But I obviously like to suspend my belief for books. So in real life, no, I don't. So I'm gonna go obviously not.
I'm gonna do not necessarily, but I do think there's something more. Because I don't know. I'm a chicken, and I always think things are out there.
Oh my god! What did you get?
You solved the crime? What is that?
Read the rest of it.
Okay, I forgot what we were doing.
What role would you play in a murder mystery?
The crime. Oh, heck yeah. You solved the case. Jinkies, Elementary. Zora and every other sleuth should reach out to you for helping in solving the crime and saving the town because you are a natural detective. What is up? I'm dabbing.
Do you want to know what I got?
What'd you get?
You're irrelevant. It says you're of no help to the case. You're just kind of there. Don't take it too personally. Not everyone is meant for detective work, but hey, here's an A for effort.
So I'm Sherlock and you're Watson?
I'm nobody. I'm not even in the book.
You're the janitor.
Jesus.
You're the guy who just sweeps up afterwards.
No, I'm Mrs. Hudson. She just hangs out and feeds him tea and cookies.
Yep. I solved the case. What up?
This is baloney. I don't like this.
I don't know how I solved the case. I don't know.
Well, so this book or quiz was sponsored by Now Entering Adamsville. On Epic Reads, not us, because nobody likes us. No, I'm joking.
I was like, you're definitely not talking about us.
No. So it's
No.
Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia, who wrote Liza and Her Monsters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't see this book come out.
I really like the cover.
Colors
are
like
so
the cover.
pretty.
And look, it's Cabin in the Woods.
Oh my God! Speaking of the janitor, it says when someone burns down the home of the school janitor and he dies in the blaze, everyone in Adamsville, Indiana, points a finger at Zora. I am sorry, I'm laughing about death, but Samantha was so excited, and then she heard about the death.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry, janitor. I wasn't excited for you.
Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, the book sounds good. I want to know what other roles there are to play besides.
Well, I scrolled down.
You solved it, and
one comment,
you suck.
There's one comment that says prime suspect.
Oh,
so
I'm surprised I didn't get that, given some of my answers. No, I'm just irrelevant. Oh,
that's awesome. I really like that. I'm pretty happy with my answer. So
I'm irrelevant.
This is a good way to end the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not talking. You're irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. I'm not talking. I'm making sounds with my mouth. Oh my God, you can tell it's late.
Yep. Yep. All right, well, we're going to get going. We've got more tea to drink and books to read. Our social medias are all down below. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram. Elizabeth's been posting some sick pictures.
Thank you.
I'll really like them.
Go enter my tea giveaway.
Yes, because if you guys don't, I'm just going to steal them. She's going to have them. Make sure to rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us. I think we are still at 11.
Yeah, go rate and review,
guys.
Please and thank you.
You don't even have to say anything crazy. You can just be like, hello.
Yeah, or
sup?
Books.
I like books. Books are fun. Come get personal with us on Patreon. We are now posting those mini episodes.
Yeah.
Like we said, as well as pictures
mm-hmm.
and funny things that we don't really post. I mean, because we're not really that fun on social media outside of book
I'm trying
world.
To be more fun on my stories.
I'm trying to communicate.
Yeah.
So, we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're 80-year-olds and 30 and 30.
Listen, you don't have to give a specific number. Thank you.
30-year-old.
How dare you?
My face? I was like, ugh.
I'm 30-something.
30-something. 30. What?
Something.
30 plus.
I'm going to show you plus.
All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.